Divas, recap of week 19 in competition prep. My FMG season is very fastly approaching, and I can't believe we're 19 weeks deep. That's nearly 5 months. Wild. It's gone so fast, as I always say, but it has. And it's only really started to be a real grind. Not hard, but just more of a challenge, more like time-wise. In the last week or so. But last week, nevertheless, week started as of the 3rd of August. We saw the 56s. So we started the week at 56.9. That was the second time we had seen the 56s this prep. And then all week, it was up and down, up and down, up and down. So 57, then it was 56.6 and 57.4. So it's just been up and down. And then this week is obviously week 20, which I'm in right now. Like, it's just been the same. Like, there's been so much fluctuation. So, and the week prior to that as well, I had been in the low 57s and things sort of hadn't moved for 2 weeks. So at the start of last week, Rob made a pull with my calories. He'd already made an increase of cardio prior to that a few weeks ago. I can't remember. Everything's blurring into one. But last week, he pulled my calories down, I think 10 grams, I guess in my carbs down by 10 per day. And then fat might have been by an extra 5, just to really get things moving that little bit more. And then I had said to him as well that I was like thinking about when am I going to get a bit of a refeed, because it had been probably 8 weeks, or it felt like that long. I don't know, probably more like 6 weeks since I'd had one last. And so he implemented that into the plan as well. So on Saturday, I ate around 2,000 calories for the day. A lot more carbs, which was nice. And what happened last time, which it would be on here on the other video whenever I had my last refeed, I had digestive issues on the other side of that. On the Saturday, like, I had my refeed. I actually had a meal out. I had just a grilled sweet chili chicken burger. And then Sunday my weight was fine, like it was pretty well exactly the same as what it was Saturday. And then at the start of week 20 I had a big scale jump, which is exactly what happened last time. So we know what to expect, that for whatever reason my body doesn't react the day after, it reacts the second day after. So that is what it is. Things are back to normal and fine now, but that was what we had nutritionally last week. So my meals now, day to day, I'm not changing them. I'm eating the same 6 meals every day pretty well. And that's me. I'm, as long as unless my food gets pulled again, that's what I will eat until show 1. So yeah, bit of frustration, honestly, with the scales, but that you're so much more exposed to it in prep, because I weigh myself every day anyway, but in prep, it's like, I want to see a drop, because if I don't, it means, I'm going to potentially have more cardio added, or, more food's going to get pulled. And if it's just digestive issues, that's annoying. But I am absolutely looking a lot leaner through my midsection now, which is starting to come in, which is great. Like, I'm sitting down, I actually don't have rolls at all. Oh, little baby down there. Don't know, not really. So there's not much left. So I'm definitely leaning out, which is good. So even though the scales are being dogs, we're getting leaner, which is good. So as for my activities last week, Ash is still away. I'm just, a lone soldier at the moment. So just gym, like, it's just like gym, posing, steps, all these things. But I've been like organising more stuff for the shows, so I've actually been good, like booking makeup in and booking hair. Like, I'm so blasé with my admin side of it this time. I'm just like, oh well, if I've only got a shit time, I really don't care. Like, all the stuff that I was obsessed about last prep, like, I have to have the best photographer, and I have to have the best hair and makeup, and I have to have the prime time for these bookings. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I don't know why. Like, you'd think that this is the thing I have been like so set on to do for the last 2 years that I'd be like all over it, but I don't, because the only thing I'm actually worried about is myself, as in like that I do everything on the plan to a T. I leave no stone unturned, and I roll up in there on show day in my beautiful bikinis, and That's all I can control. The judges don't actually care about who did your hair, who did your makeup. They don't care, you know, how much money you spent on X, Y, and Z. Like, none of that matters. And so, like, the pressure to be organised 6 years in advance. Like, last year I was booking stuff in, like, March. I booked my tans last week, I think, because, like, I needed to sort of then give times to makeup artists and, like, hairdressers and stuff, and I needed time I was getting a tan. But, like, even today I was talking to Amy at the gym, and she's like, have you got your media night dress sorted? And I was like, no. I'm probably going to wear the one that I wore last time. Well, not to media night. So when I did FMG last time, they had, like, the floor round, like the stage round or whatever. So you did your bikini rounds, and then at night you come back in like, a dress. I could probably show you, actually. It's in the cupboard, but this is a bit unhinged for me, just going off script. Not that I have a script, but this, it looks hideous on here, lol. But this is the dress I wore for it last time. And I wore it on stage for like 1 minute. And it was really funny. Kayla Russell was next to me in the line. And because like it was based off your little number that you wore. And I was 198. She must have been 199, so she was behind me. And we got in this line together and we obviously knew each other. And she had the exact same fucking dress on. And I was just like, what are the chances? So we walked out one after another, which is funny now. But yeah, I'll probably wear that to one of the media nights. And probably New Zealand because that's first. And then I don't have to think. But looking in there, I'm probably going to have to look on the coat closet or something to hire my other ones. Or, yeah. Yeah, I might put something on Instagram like, hey, does anyone have a gown? Because, like, see, again, I don't care. Like, I'm just not worried about that. I'm worried about turning up on show day, my body doing what it's meant to, being peaked properly, and my posing being to scratch, like, how it needs to look. Now, I've had so many, like, I'm about to move my posing sessions with Tater weekly. Like, we've been fortnightly this whole time. And at this moment, because every like time we pose, my body's looking different, and then she's finding, like, I've got my main pose, it's my strongest one, which is like that front one. But then there's like other variations where she's changing like my comparisons and stuff, and my brain's like trying to keep up with what she's changing. So that's like the thing I'm more worried about, like in terms of shows. Like, I don't care who does my hair, I don't care, I probably won't get it done, or I will, but I don't care about makeup. Like, none of that stuff is like a stress, whereas last time that was like the be all and end all, like, oh my god, am I going to get my prime time? So yeah, a bit more blasé with everything with that side of things. But the rest of last week, I've been like, me and Sam have been like spending pretty well every weekend together, because don't know, we just have. So I've been driving the Gold Coast a lot, or she's been coming up here, and which, you know, is good. I listened to this podcast last week that made me cry. It was a Mel Robbins one, so random. But if you do not listen to podcasts and you're actually like sort of wanting to do some sort of like self-development or self-growth or whatever they call it, you should be. Yeah, it brought me to tears. It was like, I can't remember, I don't want to even like try and go into detail about who was on it, but there was an Olympic athlete on there, and she said this quote, and it was like, Mel Robbins asked her how she deals with pressure, and I was at the gym at the time training, and she goes, pressure is a privilege, and then she said something else, and then she goes, God or whatever, I don't know, she said God, like, whoever's like in control, whatever, wouldn't challenge you with more if you weren't capable of it. And like I can't remember the exact words, but I just remember hearing that pressure is a privilege. I was like grinding. I was fucking tired. I still had cardio to do, and like running a business for me, like I thought this is the hardest thing I've done. It's just 1,000 things on my plate every day on top of prep. I'm always stressed. Like I'm always, and the tears just fell out of my eyes. I was like, oh my God, I needed to hear that. Because clearly, like, all of this pressure, it goes somewhere. And, yeah, that really, you know, sometimes you hear things and they sort of move you a little bit. Well, that did for me. So, anyway, that reminded me because I took a photo of myself at the time in the gym. like literally crying on the Smith machine because I just listened to it and I was just like, oh, I feel heard. Anyway, I went down Thursday to like use her house is beautiful, to do some filming. Not that I did heaps, but we did do some filming that I wanted to do. I took all my food, and that's the other thing about going anywhere in prep. I have to pack my like freezer bag full of everything. I have to take lunch and then my afternoon snack and then dinner and all my berries and my fruit and my toppings and my peanut butter, and just so every time I go anywhere it's a mission. Like, so, oh yeah, first world problems. But yeah, so I went down there. I helped her do some filming for her new salon. I did a little bit of filming and then did some client work, and then I drove back because the next day I had a massage early morning. Well, I was supposed to, and then my massage guy was sick. So then I still went and got one. But anyway, I came back because the pets who were sitting at my feet, bless them. Then that night, carnage happened. I'm not going to get into detail because I will riot. But basically, Georgia came over, my old roommate, and we were catching up, having a good yarn. And then I hear this bang, right? This is so not prep related, but it sort of was in the end because I was like flipping out. Anyway, it's like 8:30 at night. We're sitting on the couch yapping. I hear this bang, and I'm just like, oh, well, tea here, just a girl. Someone's like just hit my garage or something. And so like I live like in like a complex, so there's lots of... Okay, that was rude. My Digi ran out of storage. Long story short, I was just being a girl, heard this bang, ignored it. Then 10 minutes later, my neighbours come and knock on the door, and they're like, my Uber driver has reversed into your water pipe and it's pissing down the driveway, and so we've turned your water off. And I was just like, okay. And then the Uber driver was there, bless her heart. She was really nice. And there was a lot of like other stuff that sort of went on because the house isn't like a private rental as such. It's like a DHA property, and then there was just heaps of drama around getting it fixed. They didn't want to fix it, and then the girl ended up paying to have it fixed, which worked out well because otherwise I would have been stranded without water unless I obviously paid it, but which I would have, because I wouldn't have gone till Monday without water. It was Friday night. You expect me to not wash my clothes, prep my food. Like, and that sounds like such a first world problem, but for me, when I'm here by myself, it is. Like, I would have had to cut clothes and go and wash them and then not be able to even fill my pet's water bowl up and all that sort of crap. So that was like a crisis. I spent the entire day of Saturday. I went to posing in the morning, came back, and then was on the phone to plumbers trying to get that fixed, which got fixed at like 5 p.m. that night. So I got water back, which was good. All's well in the world. And thank God she was a good person. Like, how many people would probably not want to pay it? It like ended up costing her a lot of money because it was a Saturday and I had to call the plumber out. But yeah, I guess that's what happens when you don't pay attention when you're reversing into someone's house. That night, Sam rings me after I just got water on and I was doing my spag bowl. And so, what are you doing? I was like, I'm doing my meal prep after I've just had this drama. Anyway, she's like, oh, well, we should do something. I was like, yeah, but I drove to the Gold Coast on Thursday. And I was like, but then there's nothing to do up where I live in Brisbane either. I was like, she's got such a nice house. And I always have a good sleep in her bed for whatever reason. It's better than mine. And I was like, right, we should go to the movies. I was like, I've already done my steps. Like, I just CBF doing anything, but I would do that. And so then we went and watched the new movie that came out. It was like One Night Only, I think it was called. And then we're like trying to decide where to do that. And then we're like, we'll meet in the middle. And then we met at Robina. And then I was like, I'm not driving back to my house now. So I had like half an hour before I had to leave here to be at Robina on time for the 6:40 show or whatever it was. So I, again, packed my entire life into my freezer bag and drove down there. But we went and watched that. I had that refeed day that day. So after the movie, I got grilled. We went back to hers, slept, had a sleep in, which I never do. And then we went for a walk at Burleigh and I eventually drove home and then got my shit together. So that was the week. That was everything. Yeah, that's prep. That's pretty well where we're at. I know this is like a life update at the same time, but it's what happens. Like, it's what else is going on in the background. So yeah, group posing class was great. They've got the TPI. That was the TPI one. They're weekly now, which is awesome. And the posing, like the FMG posing workshop will be this weekend. So yeah, that's pretty well. Everything divas. We're in the 56s. I think Rob said, he initially said stage aiming to be around 55, But I don't know, it's weird. Like 2 kilos can be a lot or it can be not much. So we'll just see how things look. For reference, last time, which was last time, I was like 52.7 on stage, I think. So obviously I haven't grown, like as in height wise. So if I've grown muscle, that's a slay. But well, I obviously have. Oh my god, I'm rambling. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, but we will see. I don't know where we're gonna end up, but we're pushing. The push is on. And yeah, love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to these chaotic freaking videos that I'll probably watch in 10 years' time and be like, well, what was wrong with you? You needed to be medicated. Anyway, au revoir, queens.